Hi and good morning. Today we're going to talk about all things crypto and Bitcoin. First of all, I want to talk about the fact that I find it very strange that we have so many companies announcing now to build up Bitcoin reserves, so many ETF inflows, and so much institutional money coming into the industry, but the price is still not moving. When I have calculated how much $1 billion bought in Bitcoin moves the price some months ago, it was around 3%. So if a billion flows into the market, this should actually move up the Bitcoin price 3%. And we have seen now multiple players coming into the market and at least announcing that they buy Bitcoin. So if you have any explanation for the price still hovering around the levels that the price is now, put it in the comment. I would be interested on your opinion. Yes, we have seen over the last weeks, we have seen around $1 billion or a little more flowing out of the ETFs, out of the BlackRock ETF. But still, we also had very heavy, the heaviest inflows of Bitcoin ETFs the week before. So this can't really be the reason. Maybe these companies are not really buying what they're saying, or maybe they didn't buy it now, they just announced it to pump up the share price. There have been just yesterday 2 or 3 more companies all over the world announcing that they're putting some 100 millions, or 2 companies even over $1 billion into the Bitcoin reserve. So they're establishing a Bitcoin reserve. If I look at CoinMarketCap or any other listing platform, we can now see that also some of the meme coins are coming back, meaning that you see sometimes Popcat, you see the Trump coin very heavily, you see Melania coin, you see some of the other coins coming back and getting attraction again. I've also seen some gaming projects like Super or other projects that are related to gaming coming back and performing quite well. Most of the time, if you check what is up one day, you will see that on the next day, it will have a quite heavy correction. All the big players like Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum we have discussed is performing now quite well, as BlackRock seems to go fully on with much more capital into Ethereum. They have bought loads of Ethereum for the ETF, so the demand seems to ramp up. And we have discussed this. Investors seem to understand that soon they are actually able to get yield. The staking ETFs will probably be approved very soon. And with the staking ETFs, they will be able to have passive income, as they have like their ETH there. And I don't know how the split will be, but BlackRock will probably keep all these ETFs that are able to do the staking will probably be able to hold some yield or keep some yield for themselves, and then also give some yield to their investors. This is quite an interesting product for institutional investors or for classical stock market investors, as they are enjoying this form of passive income. Overall, where will the market go? What is going on? Lots of people are waiting now, finally, for the market to ramp up and to finally shoot up and go into the banana zone. You're probably also one of these people waiting for the market to pick up. And lots of people have lost hope already. Lots of people do not believe anymore that the market can heavily go up. But isn't that like always? Isn't that like we see all the time? All the time when prices fall down, people get depressed. You know this market cycle chart, right? Where this Wall Street cheat sheet, I think it's called, where you see in which state people are. And it's all about your perception. It's all about your belief. So if people believe that the market is over and they already anticipate the pain of the next bear market, then you see a switch. You can also see that on X, that suddenly it's like a flu that is making everybody negative and everybody bearish. I don't think that the cycle is over now, and I believe we will have to wait maybe some more weeks. Why is that? It seems like the market has changed now, right? So we need big institutional money to move prices because markets are so, because there was so much money flowing into the markets recently that we seem to need institutional money, at least for the big assets. For Bitcoin and Ethereum, I don't think you can move the market anymore without big institutional money. So, and why will this money probably not flow in at the moment? Well, it is quite simple, because now these big institutions, these employees of this big institution are not in their office, or soon not in their office anymore. This is why you have this saying, sell in May and go away. As we told you on this channel, we didn't believe in that simply because we have been looking at the M2 money supply chart. And the M2 money supply chart told us that in the beginning of May, the market will ramp up. And this is what actually happened. So if you want to have some kind of indicator to predict, so to say, what will very likely happen, you just go to TradingView and search for a good M2 money supply indicator. If you find this indicator, put it on your chart and then try to match it with your chart. So it will be overlaid to your Bitcoin chart. And what you need to do is you have to put in a time delay. That means that the Bitcoin price is actually moving delayed from the supply. So first of all, the governments or the central banks around the world, they print money. This means that your money supply line will go up, will turn up. All the time they print a lot of money, the line will go up. You need to find the right delay, which is usually at the moment around 100 or 90 to 100 days. If you just search for it on X, search M2 money supply delay, you will find the accurate number. This is always changing, especially some weeks ago. I had the feeling that this really shifted this line. So before it was matching with around 83 days, but now it is, I think, over 90. So first of all, they print the money, then the risk assets like Bitcoin follow the M2 money supply. This is important to know. This was a very good predictor over the latest months. So I encourage you to have a look at this. So this is one indicator. This is one factor that can tell you that the M2 money supply is still going up very heavily. Then you can look at the RSIs. There is metrics, there's websites that you can click and see the RSI levels. The RSI levels on a weekly level. It will show you a heat map. I'm not sure on what website it is. Is it on Glassnode or is it on any of this CoinGlass or any of these other analytics platforms? This will tell you if an asset is, from an RSI perspective, oversold or overbought. It's very easy to see. The higher the time frame is, the more it predicts basically the future. What I mean by that is if you just pick a 24-hour time frame, I think the shortest one is a 4-hour time frame. This is more for short-term trading. If you're a long-term investor, you should really use all the time longer time frames. So you should go for the weekly RSI heat map. This is true also for your chart setup. If you're trading long time, if you're trading for longer periods, use longer chart patterns, use longer chart periods. I mean by that, like, use the daily chart at least, or use a weekly chart. Maybe make a combination out of daily and weekly, and sometimes look at the hourly chart if you want to have more precise or more detailed information. If you are a swing trader or even a scalper, logically you need to look at smaller time frames, but also keep in mind the bigger time frames to understand where the market is going to. This is very important that you also have the higher time frame in mind. So the RSI, there's also other metrics like the fear and greed index. I talk about this quite a lot. You will find some dedicated videos on the fear and greed index on my channel. The fear and greed index is basically just monitoring how people feel about the market. It goes down basically to 0. It's very unlikely that it will go to 0. Maybe then just soon before the world is exploding, it will be at 0. Till now, I think the deepest or the lowest numbers of the fear and greed indicator are around 15 or something like that. I use the fear and greed index on Coin Tracker, I think. I can link it below. There's also one on CoinMarketCap. It's not so different. You can also search for fear and greed index, and you will find some kind of indicator that will just show you if there is greed or fear in the market. This will simply help you to understand if now is a good time to buy. Let me give you an example. You heard from a friend that this new, what can we pick? Let's say this new SUI token is very hot and everybody buys it now. You go to CoinMarketCap, you type in SUI token, click, 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 and you find the SUI token. You look at the chart, you see, oh, it's around, I don't know, $3.50 at the moment. The all-time high or the recent high was around $4, I think. Now all your friends are buying. What are you doing? What I would suggest to you is you go to the RSI heat map. You also have a look at the development of the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin price is always leading. If Bitcoin price goes up, it's very likely other assets will follow. If Bitcoin price goes down, the same applies. So you go and look at the Bitcoin price. You look at the RSI heat map. Here, again, it depends. Do you want to hold it or trade it for a day, a week, a year, 2 years? Depending on this, you set your RSI heat map levels, so 24 hours or 4 hours or a week. You can also have a look at the fear and greed index. I would strongly recommend this to make sure you are not just emotional at the moment and your emotions are pushing you to buy the asset. Let's say you go to CoinMarketCap, click on the fear and greed index, discover that the fear and greed index is 70. 70 means, I think it's already extreme greed. It starts around 70, I think, the extreme greed. It's at least greed. What does that tell you? Well, it's a simple warning sign for you that it's probably not the right time to buy. I understand there are certain assets where this is still the right time to buy, really depending on your time frame. If you believe in the asset, if you really believe in it, you have digged deep into the project, you know what it's doing, you know that this will have such a bright future, you know a lot about it and you're very positive about it, and you plan to hold it for a longer time frame, you can go for it. But it's not the right time. In general, it's not the right time to buy it. You should buy if there is fear in the market. Fear means it's around 25, or even extreme fear would be even better. We sometimes think it will not happen. We FOMO into an asset. I have experienced this myself. You see something, you want to buy it, you see all the metrics are not quite right, but because everybody else is buying it, you buy it as well. Always you see in the cycle that the assets are coming back. Even who would have believed that Ethereum will come back to such a level as we see it now, and we have seen some weeks ago. It's really unbelievable that this is actually possible. But there is always a time where the asset comes back to a level where it's actually very cheap to buy. And this is basically the only time, the right time to buy the asset. This is the best way to make money. Just wait till everybody else sells the asset and you buy the asset. You have then the advantage that you bought the asset maybe for a third of the value. So you waited probably until, let's take the same example, SUI comes down to $2, let's say, or even below $2, then you buy it. Even when it looks like it will never come back to this level. We've seen that not just for Ethereum, we also have seen this for Solana. Solana reached, what was it, 300 just a couple of months ago, and then it fell to 100. It fell back to 100 again. Who would have thought this can happen? Probably not many people. But if you still have always some money on the side, you are able to get into this trade. So let's talk about this as well, because this is very important as well. All the information I give you doesn't really help you if you don't have money on the side to buy the asset when it is the right time. So how can you handle this? My suggestion would be that you are always making some levels of selling as soon you are buying the asset. What I mean by that is you set up a price or percentage or any of your indicators that you want to use, saying, okay, if the price reaches this level on my indicator, I will sell X. X means you can decide to sell everything because you don't really believe in the asset and you want to trade it. You can sell the initial investment, meaning you invested $100, or you invested $1,000, no matter what. And as soon the asset goes up 100%, you take out the initial investment, so the $1,000 or the $100, and the other you leave inside, and this money inside will still work for you, and you can't lose anything anymore. Or you say, if the fear and greed index goes up to 75 and stays there for 5 days, whatever you decide, you take out the money or take a percentage of the money. Why should you do this? Otherwise, you will not manage to have some capital on the side when the market drops. This is the problem. What will happen is you're waiting and waiting. Your profits go up to 300%, 400%, 1000%. You feel very positive. You feel like you're the best trader on the planet. But then suddenly the market goes down. Market goes down one day. You think, oh, yeah, little correction, that's fine. Market goes down a week. You're still in the market. You've already lost a third of your profits. You're still holding on because your belief is it will go up tomorrow or next week again. Market goes down another 50%. You're still holding the asset. At this time, you are likely to sell, but you're saying to yourself, at this price, I'm not selling anymore. I'm losing money, or I lost all my gains. I can't sell it at this point. I will wait till the market goes up. This is what happens to most of us. If you trade like this, the problem is then when the fear and greed index hits a very low number, or when any of your other metrics hit this low number, you still hold your old bags that you already are maybe break even or have lost a lot of money, and you're supposed to buy other assets or more of these assets you're holding already, but you don't have the money. It's still locked in these other assets. They are now really down. And at this time, when the other assets are down, it's not clever, as we discussed in one other video, to take out the money at this time. So this is the only way that you can accumulate a lot of money over time, to have goals, to have limits. Just then you will be able to have money when you need it and buy cheap. Also, for the low points, you can use your metrics. Like you buy when the fear and greed index is 25. You have to find your own levels. You just go to these websites I mentioned. You take a look, you look at it at certain time frames. You come up with your own idea when you should buy it and why you should buy it. And do not FOMO into the coin, even when all your friends are telling you this is the hottest thing around. Do a little research. Try to find out what people are saying. Try to find positive opinions about the project. Try to find negative opinions about the project. And then make your decisions. I hope this video was helpful to you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like it. One more thing I want to remind you, there's still our challenge going on. The challenge is that you can find 11 seed phrases in my videos. So I hide them maybe here, maybe there, maybe down there. No, that would be unfair because you can't see it. But there's 11 seed phrases hidden in my video. And if you enter the challenge using the link below, you will get the first seed phrase. This is a simple 12 seed phrase wallet unlock challenge. So if you have all the 12 seed phrases, you can download or use your MetaMask wallet or your Exodus wallet, any non-custodial wallet. Type in the seed phrases, like make a wallet recovery, so to say, or set up a new wallet. You type in these seed phrases, you will have access to 100 USDC that you can transfer out as soon as you have unlocked the wallet. But you need to be fast. We have already a lot of people entering the contest. The first one who will find the last seed in my video will be able to unlock the wallet first. And then, if he's clever, he's of course sending out the money to his wallet. I hope he doesn't use the wallet to send some more money to it. If this is the case, then the second person would be even more lucky than the first person, but you know what I mean. So enter the challenge below to combine learning and earning. So I hope this video was useful, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye. See you. Take care.